They say good work is its own reward, and I got rewarded. I built a set for a friend in West Virginia, and he wants another one just like it. So stay tuned and watch us build a set of irons from start to finish. All right, welcome back to the McGolf Shop. And a couple things. I've chipped a tooth, so if it sounds kind of funny or looks kind of funny, that's what's going on. I got a little bit missing from the front tooth. No, it wasn't a bar fight. Just chewing down on something and it just snapped right off. Getting old's not for sissies. All right, so what we're going to do, and I've done it, the funny part was the last time I tried to start this, I tried to go from start to finish, and I had a technical difficulty every single time I tried to do this. Well, I got a new camera, I got another light, and we're going to see if we can just get through the whole stinking step. So what are we building today? Well, we're going to build the Wishon 575 forged cavity back. See that guy? All right, it is a great forged club. Actually, it was on a Golf Digest top 100 list, or a hot list, when it first came out. And what this is, it's a forged club, and then it's milled out of the back, so you have a lot of precision weight removal. Very soft, good feeling, very much a player's club. Has a very thin top line. You can see that, very thin top line. Has very little offset. You can see that. All right, and a nice chrome finish. Very good looking club. All right, we're going to make 6 of those. And then we're going to put in some KBS Tour shafts. I still have them in the plastic, so we'll see where that goes. KBS is a Kim Braley shafts. Hit the tour running and has been successful ever since. Multiple tour wins of all the different tours, and even has a major or two. I found these things to be ultra consistent, and this is my choice. And finally, we're going to use the Pure Grip. Pure Grip. They're out of Arizona, I believe. See if we can get that to. We'll get that to zoom in eventually. Pure Grip, 100% rubber grip, DTX. It has an aggressive tread on it. Very, very nice tread. Wear a long time. So we're going to put all that together. So as I've done before, what do we do to get things started? Well, we weigh everything. We weigh the heads, we weigh the shafts, and we weigh the grips. That way we can align it so that our swing weights match up with from the tallest to the lowest. And that would be the lightest to the heaviest. Because at the taller end, you want to, obviously like them all the same, but if you're going to fail one way or the other, you want the lighter club at the top and the heavier club at the bottom. So then after that, we're going to spine find, and then we're going to flow. And I'll talk to you a little bit about that. Then from there, we're going to braid the tips. We're going to put the ferrules on, glue them together, and let them set overnight. And then we'll come back and we'll finish it. So this may be a 2-3 parter, so stay with me. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go to the measuring. So give me a minute, and we'll be right. I'll put you over here where I do my weighing. Okay, we're back to weighing, and you won't see me a lot, and that's not a bad thing. I've already weighed the heads. They're running just a tad light, so I'm going to have to add weight. And now we're going to weigh the shafts. I just use a rubber grip clamp as a way to hold it so it doesn't roll around on the platen. And most good scales have a 0. So you can re-zero it once you add the weight. Been doing it for years. It's been very, very accurate for me. Only doing 6, so thankfully it doesn't take forever. So I've got one at 117, one at 118, 2 at 119, one at 120, one at 121. So I'm going to readjust these for me because this was of another set that I was going to use, and I found out they were too heavy. 19, 17, 118, 19, 119, 120, 121. All right, so now you're going to be able to get to see what difference does it make in swing weight. But next, we are going to do a spine finding. Let me get my pen. I'm going to see if we can get all this done. I'm going to move it over just a tad. There we go. All right. So I put my spine finder in a vise, and I use the idler bearing in order to slide onto the end of the shaft over here, much like that, and then I pull down, and then we'll see where the spines come out at. So you see how I start down there with the label up? See how it just snapped back around? And that's the top, what we like to call the hard spine. Now, a steel shaft starts out as a flat plate of steel, and it just, through its process, gets rolled around, and when the two ends finally meet, they get micro welded and forms a giant tube, approximately 18 foot long. Then through its processes, however the manufacturer wants to do it, it gets pulled, and steps are made, and frequencies are adjusted, and or at least flexes. Of course, each company thinks a flex is different, and you end up with what you see here. And then it goes through a nickel process, and it gets this chrome look on it. Now, the thing about steel shafts, and it's just from a club making point of view, it is very rare that when they talk about the standard weight, about 120, 125, well, they're really talking about a stiff shaft. And when it goes a little bit lower in weight, say a regular flex, you're going to lose some weight. And you go a little bit higher, you're going to gain some weight. Now, it's not a great amount, but it's something that if your golfer is very weight sensitive, that could mean a lot. For instance, if the golfer's older, or has an extraordinarily smooth swing, or just plain and simply likes it. So you got to keep some of that in mind. You don't want to go with a heavy shaft, a regular flex, when a guy's very, very smooth. You need something a little lighter. Then you got to take into account, well, what length are you going to make it? Because you're going to want the swing weight to be pretty close. And so you might have to go with a heavier shaft because you're going to be cutting it shorter. Lots of things to consider. If you got any questions, just ask them below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. All right, last thing we got to do is I got to weigh some grips. Well, I don't have to worry about too much about what I'm going to do with this because they're all the same. Look at that. Pretty cool. All right, so don't have to worry about that so much. We just got to be able to put them on. That'll go up here. All right, now I'm going to switch it back around, and we're going to try and make a frequency out of this stuff.